Hello Divine Feminine and welcome to your Power Message for Tuesday. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I'm really excited today to bring in a gorgeous new deck of cards called Wild Woman Oracle. I've received this from our soul sister Melissa, who gifted me this from my Amazon wish list. And maybe there's a deck of cards you'd love me to use or something you'd like me to see connecting with on the channel. You can always check out my Amazon wish list. It's on the about page. And if you want to gift me something, you can. And, a couple of people have been asking me as well when my birthday is. It's actually on the 9th of July. And mine and George's anniversary is on the 10th of July. So, if you do want to send us anything, you've got my Amazon wish list there. I've also got another one on Wigs with Liz and on Pixie Power Tarot. And I do appreciate all the donations and all the gifts and all the love and all the support you give to me. All the likes and comments and shares and, when you subscribe or become a member of the channel, it means so much more than you know. And also to let you know that I'm available for personal readings right now. You can email me at guidedbyangelsxo@gmail.com and I can give you all the information. But I'm going to really tune in with this deck today, the Wild Woman Oracle. I love this. I love the picture on the front of the deck here in the guidebook. I love that we've got the stag antlers. And there's just so much power, there's so much primal energy coming through from this divine feminine here. So let's connect and see what we need to know. So I've given this a good shuffle because every day I'm shuffling. Melissa said she loved that, every day I'm shuffling. So I've got one card. I'm just shuffling them until I see what they want to do here. So I've got 3 cards making themselves known. I feel there's definitely another one to come out here. Here we go, okay. So let's have a look what we've got then. So the first energy is the Sacred Rebel. Now, this is also 23. I thought it was. I'm just looking 23. And I'm feeling that this is in 2023. You're learning how to be your own self, to connect with yourself. If you look at the picture there, she is sitting on a bed or sitting on a kind of floor with a rug or, she's sitting, thinking, reading, connecting with oneself. So what I'm really feeling is this is a divine feminine connecting with the self. This is a divine feminine feeling at peace with the journey, spending time to reflect and connect with the self and learn about the self, to really connect with the sacred side of the self. And that makes us very strong and very powerful and very humble. And it allows us to reconnect with who we are. So I'm actually going to read from the guidebook with this because, it's a brand new deck. I'm excited. And I really want to connect with the energy of it as well. And what I'm feeling before I even go to the guidebook, you see this here. I'm seeing that as the new year. I'm seeing these as kind of the Chinese New Year, the symbols, like the lanterns they hang. So I'm seeing this as the energy of the water rabbit that's come in bringing opportunities in. Opportunities for growth and learning and change. Very powerful. So the Sacred Rebel. It says, the Sacred Rebel reminds you that humbling ourselves is the first step to obtaining true wisdom. Swallowing our pride, owning up to our mistakes and admitting that we do not have all the answers can be difficult to do in a culture that glorifies domination over cooperation. But being able to do so will not only cultivate true self-worth within yourself, but allow you to see the inherent worth of all people and other species. In both the physical and metaphysical sense, the woman in the picture has taken a vow to love, embrace, and appreciate what Mother Nature has created in all its imperfectly perfect glory. From the healthy full locks of spiral curls growing out of her head that she refuses to flat iron, to the big floppy ears on her Doberman that she refuses to have cropped for purely aesthetic reasons, to the lush green plants growing around her room. Her greatest act of defiance against the dominant and harmful culture of the takers, however, is her books, the knowledge and the wisdom of the ancients that no one can take away from her. Once she has opened up her mind and heart with genuine humility and a hunger for the truth. Wow. So what this is really saying is this woman in this picture or this divine feminine, who this is representing here, is embracing herself as she is. She doesn't feel that she has to change for society or be different or fit in. She's going to do things her way because she knows her truth. And she's learning everything she needs to learn about the journey, about being a light worker, about the roots of the earth and what it is, about why she's come to earth. So I feel this about the feminine going through an awakening and understanding what this journey really is and trusting the process of it and finding a way. Really pretty. I mean, I love this as well. Even the fact that she's wearing those socks there is a great symbol of power. I wear socks all the time in the house if my feet are cold. I wear them in bed if my feet are cold. And it's about grounding energy too. Sometimes we have to remove those to feel the energy below. But I'm feeling comfort with those socks there. I'm feeling a sense of comfort, feeling comfortable with who she is, feeling comfortable with the journey, and feeling at peace. And to get there, to be in this energy, which most of us are in right now, you may feel that, wow, I'm finally becoming happy with who I am. I'm accepting myself, flaws and all. I'm realizing I'm perfect as I am for my journey, my mission, my twin. And, you don't need to change. Obviously, you go through changes to become this person who accepts things and appreciates all things and be's in the energy of, this humble energy of allowing yourself to realize that mistakes are lessons and it's okay. It's okay to feel and see and understand, but also to know your own truth. So to get there, to move into this energy of the ultimate power of the divine feminine, we have to go through changes. Now look at this. We've got the goddess of death. And I feel that, since March time to June, because the 36 number there, I'm connecting with March to June this year. So I feel you've been going through a real transformation during this time. You've been going through a real healing process of letting go and forgiving yourself and forgiving the situation and really observing everything in a much higher point of view and a much higher way. You've been releasing things that don't serve you. You've got the scythe there symbolizing cutting things away or cutting things out of your life. And that could be certain things you've been going through, like changing your career or moving house or, changing things in your own life, maybe releasing yourself from your own karmic binds or situations. But I feel this all about breaking away from and breaking free from the pains of the past, going through forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving your twin, forgiving the situation, releasing cords of fear, negativity, doubt, struggle, illusion, releasing all of these things. And that makes you a divine goddess of transformation and change. So if we have a look in the guidebook again and see what this means, and we go to 36 energy here, which I'm connecting with as in March to June, it says, let's find it, just as summer's warmth and light must ultimately succumb to the cold and darkness of winter, this reminds you that endings and death are a natural part of the cycle of life. The death of a relationship, career, or even an old version of the self is not a failure, but the closing and successful completion of a season. Isn't that powerful? So we're being reminded here that we are moving into a completion phase in our life. We're ending a season or a chapter, or we're completing a cycle to move forward into something new. So this symbolism is depicted either as an old crone or a young maiden with pale skin and long dark hair and holding a scythe. Morana is the embodiment of the cold, harsh grip of winter and the starvation, illness and death that it brought to the ancient Slavs. The name Morana may derive from the Proto-Indo-European root meaning death, okay? Some say that the sun descended into the underworld of, I can't even see this, it navs during the winter as Morana symbolically pulled the sun into her bitter embrace at the autumn equinox until he broke free from her grasp at the spring equinox. So, really that's about letting go and trusting the journey. I don't really read guidebooks when I'm doing a reading anyway, unless I'm guided to. I'm interested in this one because these cards are so amazing. And I'm like, wow, I really want to have a look at this. But what I'm seeing with that is the Day of the Dead. Is that celebrated in Mexico? I think it is. Let me know in the comments section. But what I'm seeing is, festivals where we celebrate endings and new beginnings. So obviously that cycle, such as the summer solstice, which is approaching as we move into June. And I am really being guided to tell you, and obviously I shared this in the weekly reading as well, I think it was, about the cycle. So it feels like there's been a cycle between January and the summer solstice, and then from the summer solstice to the winter solstice, which is a great time of ending. So, things ending and transforming in both cycles. So you'll know yourself which cycle you were in. If your twin is still in a karmic relationship and it doesn't seem like they are ready to release that yet, it's likely that you're in this next cycle from the summer solstice to the winter solstice. But I feel for you directly, you're embracing where you are and you're understanding yourself. And because of that, you're also having mercy on others. So this is also the energy of forgiveness and healing, digging yourself out of any holes you've got in. This is about you finding your power. And you've got the owl there as well, symbolizing wisdom and strength. And you've got the 11 energy too, 1111. I spoke about that in yesterday's readings with the 1111. So the power of heaven and the way we're shown signs that you are wild and free to enjoy the moment that you are in. To realize that when we have mercy on others, when we give mercy, we are free. So Artemis acknowledges that you may be experiencing cruelty or negative energy or negativity at the hands of another. And she takes mercy on you and your pained heart. So this may be if, your twin has been negative to you or even cruel to you in the past. And the angels are recognizing you've been hurt in that way, and that you have the ability to use this hurtful experience or this pain in order to develop greater mercy, empathy and understanding for both yourself and others. So in other words, remember that all the things you go through, all the pain that you go through and struggle with sometimes, it grows you. It helps you to feel at peace. It gives you strength, because you learn to respond with love instead of reacting with fear. So when people hurt you, remember they are hurting too. Hurt people. It says, through enduring a harsh childhood in which her family was constantly threatened by both fellow gods and humans. This is the lady in the card here. And through witnessing the pointless slaughter of many innocent wild creatures for sport, Artemis developed a merciful, compassionate heart and became a creator of those, or a helper to those who could not always protect themselves. Instead of allowing her heart to grow cold, she transmuted her pain into a fiery passion to defend the most vulnerable of our world, women, children and creatures of the wild. Wow. So what I'm really feeling with this is the way that as a divine feminine, we grow through the things we go through. The way we learn to empathize with other divine feminines through the pain we endure. We learn how to see things in a higher way with compassion when we get hurt by our twin. So we learn to look at their journey and their life in a whole new way. So all the things we go through give us tools for our life purpose and mission. So we can be in union quicker, but also so that we can work in service in a higher way. So we can really harvest all that energy and use it to bring in great rewards to the world. So we can hold all that energy with power, so we can share it and help and be guides and leaders and light workers and empaths and understand and listen. So I feel this is understanding that we go through the pain and the dirt and the soil and all the pain so we can grow from it, because soil grows. It's about the wisdom of the night and what we experience through it. And we've got the voice of the outcasts here as well. This is about, advocacy. But what I'm feeling with this is, on this journey, sometimes we can feel like an outcast because we don't fit in with society. But we use our voice for good. So in other words, we stand strong in our power and we defend ourselves and know who we are. And that brings great adventures into our life. That's what I'm seeing with the goat there. We move forward towards a new beginning. They give me a little bit of fear. So sometimes it's hard because when we start this journey, we feel we have to defend it. We feel we have to, a lot of fear around there as well. We have to stand up for it. But really, actions speak louder than words. And we live in the light as a divine feminine. So you don't have to explain this journey to anyone or justify it to anyone. As long as you understand it, that's what matters. But you being you does everything for you. In other words, people around you may not understand why you are a twin flame or why you are still in love with that man or that woman or why you're doing the things that you do, but they certainly recognize a change in you, that you are a leader and a fighter, and that your light shines out from you so brightly, it's seen by all. They feel the light in you, and you know you have guides and angels surrounding you. And I'm also seeing this as Mother Mary guiding you, helping you to remember your truth and connect with who you are. And the number 7 is also about manifesting. So the energy coming in around this card is Esmeralda asks you to advocate for the outcasts who are othered by society and dehumanized by those in power. What's more, she asks you to become your own greatest advocate and compassionately give a voice to the unique parts of yourself that you have long rejected. So this is about how we share our light with the world, how we talk about our own journey, how we help others. And that's why so many divine feminines are working their mission and service. Maybe you have a YouTube channel like this one where you share your messages, or you could be on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, or you could be helping in the world somehow, sharing your light and truth. You could be a healer. There's so many ways you can be sharing your light with the world, as this voice of the truth. So Esmeralda in the card here, with a look of righteous judgment on her face, stands in front of the Virgin of Paris in the immaculate Notre Dame Cathedral next to a hat filled with coins that she has collected from dancing in the streets. She symbolises all the people and parts of ourselves that are rejected by mainstream society and religious doctrine. While we are all children of the divine, we are not all treated equally as such, and Esmeralda is the advocate for all the voices that have been unjustly silenced, whether due to gender, race, religion, sexual orientation, or other reason. Wow. I love that, because this is saying, as a twin flame, as a divine feminine, we are leaders of light and pioneers of truth. And I talk about this often, that there's differences in the connection to prove to the world that it's normal and okay. For me personally, I'm in an age gap connection, and there's 19 years between me and George. So us just being together shows the world there's nothing wrong with us being together. You may have different things in your connection. You could be from different religious backgrounds. And you show the world that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You may be same-sex twin flames, and you're showing the world, guess what? That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Love is love. You may have different colour skin, and you're being shown, you're telling the world there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with loving someone who may seem different than ourselves. What's wrong with that? It's only society suggesting there's something wrong with it that makes it seem wrong. And we are here as leaders of light and pioneers of truth to show the world that when we get knocked down, thank you angels, when we get knocked down by society, or we go through troubles, struggles, obstacles, challenges, guess what? We get back up and fight, because that's who we are. And that's the message I've got coming through for this day. So I'm going to bring in the daily guidance book and see what message is coming through from heaven today. But what a gorgeous deck. It's been a pleasure to connect with this deck today. So the message today is take excellent care of your body. You already know the changes that you'd like to make with respect to your body and your physical health. We angels will work with you today to put them into action. Now, yesterday I did a pick-a-pile about the body. And we did a pick-a-pile about health with Archangel Raphael. And today, I'm going to do an extra video about diet and things you can do to help yourself a little bit, in the Let's Talk messages, from a message come through from one of our soul sisters. So I'm going to be talking about that a bit later on too. So perhaps you wish to exercise more, modify your diet, or give up an addictive substance. And we spoke yesterday about that too. Especially in one of the piles, I spoke about getting rid of caffeine and alcohol and anything really that drags you down. And addictive substances, addictive things can also be checking your twin's social media or checking up on their karmic situation or any of these things. So whatever your goal, we stand by you as your private coaches, your personal trainers and your healers to encourage you on your path. The point isn't to alter all of your habits in one day, but rather to take steps in the desired direction. We'll work together as your support team, cheering you on from the sidelines. So the angels are helping you to change things in your life that you want to change. Deal with addictions or cravings or, things you want to do to improve your health. So you can affirm today, I give my body excellent care. And I take at least one action today to honour my physical health, and my inner self will radiate with gratitude as I do so. Isn't that a beautiful message? So the message today is take good care of you. And remember who you are. You have a voice that helps and heals. You have power through the things you've been through and the experiences you've had. And those things have brought in changes. Changes that have changed you for the better into someone who is happy with who they are, feeling at peace with where they are and excited, and happy in your own skin, doing you, being you. When you get knocked down, I keep knocking this down today, when you get knocked down, you get back up, and you're showing the world that, Rocky said, it's not how many times you get knocked down that matters. It's how many times you get up and fight. And that's what you're showing people in your world, that you are a fighter, a leader, and a pioneer of truth. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.